Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Wise. Today we are at the next topic and we are going to see how to use the indicators to decide whether we have to plan or look for a tactic in this position today. First, let us have a look at the position here. We can see white has not castled and black has already castled. That is one factor. See the king in the center. Secondly, immediately we should look at the active pieces or the pieces near the enemy king, which we call as the assault ratio. When we look at this position, we realize that the white queen is well misplaced. Black has succeeded in attacking the point c4, but the bishop d3, eyes h7, bishop h4 pins the knight. Playing g5 is not going to be a great thing for black. Knight on h3 can go to f4. And black has already moved one pawn in front of his king. So there are like some factors in black's favor and some in white's. This is what a typical modern master game is all about. They are not one-sided games. They are trying for trade of some advantage. Space for bishop pair maybe. Somewhat better positional play versus active pieces, center versus development, and so on. So here white looks at the position with a view to either defend c4 or leave c4 and generate his own play. White chose the plan to generate his own play here. White sees that if the queen can join the attack, things will be difficult for black. And he finds a plan using the indicator of attack, that is, he uses the assault ratio. White goes with the very good bishop b1. The bishop drops back, makes way for the queen to go to c2, and suddenly we will see there will be 4 attackers on the black king. Black goes b5, blocking this bishop, and makes way for the knight to go to g6. Black cannot play the move knight g6 right now, and any move like queen e8, which is very well possible, trying to attack the queen, would allow queen c2, ng6 perhaps, and now if white wants, he can take cd, ed and then go knight f4, attacks the knight and the pawn on d5. So white would have a better game. Black plays g5, queen c2, ng6. This was his main idea. g5 is very well blocked and he wants to safeguard the position of the knight on g6 with kg7 perhaps. Here white has the very strong knight f4, which he of course played. Now g6, which is pinned, white brings more attacks on it. If he goes queen e8, then knight h5, queen c6, nf6 check, king g7 or h8, in both cases cd, ed and bishop g3. We see that white is in a way better position. h4, h5 and h4, hg, both are threats. Many would say after seeing the game that black should have perhaps gone for that line. So g takes h4, knight takes g6. We cannot take fg because queen g6 and mate. So re8, this was black's idea. Now the king can escape as soon as the knight moves. But white saw knight h8. We see that already the king position is not great. Threat is queen h7 check, king f8, queen f7 mates. Black plays re7, qh7 check, king f8. Again, time to do something, get a new plan for white. White goes with the very strong f4. He is preparing to open the f file now with the move f5. One of the most important point is that if black tries ke8, then white has seen that after nf7, rook f7, bg6, queen e7, he can do the strong f5. Now there are several problems. One threat is f6, qd7, qg8 followed by queen takes f7. And if e takes f, then c takes d5 threatens e6. So this position is winning for white. So knight takes c4, f5, e takes f5 and castle. Now white is totally winning. Everything has happened as per white's calculation. If black tries to use the move nd2 here, then simply white can sacrifice with the move either bishop f5 or with the move rook f5. For instance, bishop f5, knight takes f1, queen takes h6 check, k e8, and now comes qg7. To be very honest, in this game I find the analysis very interesting. Some lines are very critical, like as much as the main game. Like this is one of them. Black played bishop c8, white took bishop into f5, bishop takes f5, rook takes f5, and now ke8. Finally, black thinks of going away with kd7, kc6, but it's too late. Rook takes f7. Of course, rook cannot be taken. qf7 mates, kd7, and now comes queen f5 check, kc6 forced, queen f6 check, kd7, e6 check. Black played the move kc6 because after kd6 there is re7, queen e7, knight f7 check when the queen on e7 is lost. So he decides to give up the rook and take the knight on h8. Here many players would prefer the move queen e7, which I actually find very good. After queen e7, if queens are not traded, then qc7 is a problem, and qe7, re7, rook h8 followed by rook f1 should seal the game very easily in white's favor because of the passed pawn on e6. But white decided other way around. He went for a combination. He played re7, queen takes h8, and mainly because he saw the very strong rook c7 check. Always winning positions are won by means of such small tactics. If king takes c7, then queen e7 check, kc6, qd7 mates, and king goes to b8 or c8, then rook f1 followed by rook f8 wins for white. So black played kb5, qe7, a5 trying to make space for the king, qd7 check, ka6, and now rook b1. There is no defense to several threats here. One of them is queen b5, instant checkmate. If qb5 would not be met, then there was also rook c4, dc, qb5 followed by qb6 mate. After queen e8 trying to guard b5, there is ra7, ra7, queen e8. So black chose to resign over here. So the game was of very high caliber, I would say, and white could decide the course of play by using the indicators of attack properly. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Thanks for your time.